Doesn't get any better.
tournament has been held in Atlantic City last couple of years, and they just signed a new 3-year deal. This is a great venue for the MAAC.
Well,
would you say
it's right in our backyard? And
I
think
love
about it. You're attracting people from the New York, say, area, the Philadelphia area, down south. I mean, the MAAC is in a perfect position, and what they're able to provide to their students, not just the athletes that come down, the luxury of the hotels. I mean, it's just a great idea. And the gentleman that's coming on next, he made it all happen.
He said it all happen. All right, so let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome into the locker room the commissioner of the MAAC, the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, Rich Ensor. Good morning, Rich.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
All right, we're doing really well, and we're really enjoying the basketball at Boardwalk Hall. And I've been watching on TV while my co-host Mike Carlin's been in attendance of all the games. And Rich, it's really a great venue and a great home for the MAAC.
Yeah, we're really pleased with it. A lot of the things you were just talking about, the hotels, the atmosphere, the fact that the arena puts on such a great operation for us. The athletes, I have to tell you, when we were up for the renewal, I think the deciding factor, when it was all said and done, there were two deciding factors. One was neutrality, and that's always been a big issue, and it is in any conference. And then second, our student athletes gave us feedback through a formal process about how great they thought the championship was, how big-time atmosphere they had. And they talked about the hotels and doing things afterwards and walking on the boardwalk and all the stuff we think they are like. They actually reinforced with us that they did. They voted as a group to support, all 11 schools, all 22 programs, men's and women's, at one site, and Atlantic City was the one they liked. So kudos to the student athletes for their support, but we knew that as a staff that it was a great facility, and we just been trying to build on it every year. And, we got sideways a little bit because of the COVID years, but I think over time this will become a great venue for us.
And Rich, you've been doing this. You've been the commissioner of the MAAC since 1988, and you just announced your retirement. The basketball, the fact that this tournament now has, you're on ESPN Saturday night, prime time. I mean, you really built this conference up. You've done a great job.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. You can imagine I have mixed feelings about retiring, but it seemed that I just turned 70 last week. I've been doing it for 35 years. I've got other things I want to do in the next few years, so it seemed like the right time. I did want to deliver a new deal to the arena. It was a long process to get it done because I didn't run it. It was run by a group of presidents and ADs, which is fine. They wanted to examine everything very intricately and went through the whole process of how we do our formats, where we do it, how, all these elements we talk about. So we had to go through that process, and we put out for bids. There were 8 cities that were interested. When it was all said and done, 3 bids actually came in that fully supported the event, and Atlantic City won. So I was happy to get that done as I'm going out the door because I wanted the new commissioner, Travis Tessalazzi, to have a chance to get his feet, solidly on the ground before he had to deal with finding a new site for an arena, or tournament, or, anything else. So I think when I transition out, I'll be able to hand him, this all completed, the hotel deal's done. And, we also have this little thing of an esports championship going down at the Showboat. It just came from there. I did a trophy presentation. And, and believe it or not, that's become a huge event too. So a lot of moving pieces, but I think when I leave, it'll be in good shape for the next person.
Rich, it's Michael. Our listening audience and Billy may not know this. We make a big deal about coaches, and it doesn't matter if it's football, baseball, basketball, whatever, about how long they can stay at an institution. People need to know. Bill, you need to know. So, Rich, you ready? He's the longest Division I multi-sport conference commissioner.
Wow.
Think about the responsibility of that. Not just, you hear about basketball coaches being there for 30 years.
Right.
They concentrate just on basketball.
Right.
This gentleman's got all these multi-sports, and he's been doing it for so many years, and it's just a huge compliment to yourself, Rich. And like I said the other night in the press conference, I couldn't be happier for what you've done for the South Jersey community. And when we heard about the 3-year deal moving on, and I can tell you for this station, you're going to have our full support moving forward with advertising. We want to make this a conference and a destination where we're getting people from everybody to come down. And I also just want to give you a little plug. I didn't know that you were so involved with like your women's sports within your conference, and what you've done to take them to another level.
Well, that has been a passion of mine. Since I was an undergrad, I worked on the women's team at St. Peter's as undergrad. So I've always had a lot of support for them. I didn't ever understood why we treat it differently. It's the same sport, same court, so early on we merged the two championships, and I've been fighting to get it better and better for both championships for 35 years. The time thing is interesting. I didn't start out thinking I'd be here 35 years later. But we've grown this conference in such a manner that I've always had something new on my plate that kept me interested. So originally when I came on, we had 2 staffers and myself. Now I have 15 employees, which usually is a good thing. Some days I could do without any of them. They just drive me crazy, human resources issues. But outside of those kind of days, I couldn't get any of this done without the great staff I have. Jordan Confessori, who runs the tournament, Val McQuaid, who does the broadcasting, Whitney Swab, that does all the other championships outside of basketball. So like I said, I was just down at eSports. We have 5 championships going on. They're all advancing to AQs in their own fields. And these athletes came up and thanked me. They said, no, we never could have envisioned this 5 years ago. And I said, listen, guys, we treat you the same way we treat every other athlete. And that's really my motto. Treat everybody the same. Try to improve it. We've done championships at Disney for volleyball and soccer. We've done basketball events internationally in Ireland. And, I'm always looking for the next thing. And right now I'm working on an event for golf in Bermuda next March. So I'll keep busy. It's just that, I'm going to miss this. I'm going to miss the staff, and I'm going to miss all the people we work with. That's just part of life, guys. You got to transition at some point. Better I walk out on my own than on a stretcher or something.
We're talking with Rich Ensor, the commissioner of the MAAC. The tournament is being held in Atlantic City, and, of course, the championship game is tonight. And we'll never forget last year when St. Peter's went on that miraculous run. That was unbelievable, making it to the Elite Eight. That had to really be exciting for you and the rest of the conference.
Well, it was a tremendous accomplishment. And like I said, I went to St. Peter's as an undergrad. I was a men's basketball manager. That's how I got into this business. So, I was sitting in Philadelphia before the North Carolina game. I was just sitting up in the stands by myself, and I was reminiscing, thinking, who would have thought we'd ever be in the Elite Eight? And here I am. It was just amazing. And, the revenue that's coming into that from there is helping support basketball projects in other ways. So it was a win-win for everybody. But, yeah, it was special for me in particular, and great excitement level. And, frankly, probably as much as anything, what are we going to do after that? So maybe it is time to retire. So, you set a certain standard. Well, I don't think we're going to make it there every year, but I don't want to say that. But, if we do, it's a great accomplishment. But, it's so stacked against you in those championships.
Well,
so.
Rich, congratulations on a great career. We really appreciate talking to you this morning. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tonight at the conference championship.
Hey, guys, I just want to mention I'm an Ocean County born and bred guy.
There you go.
That's right. I forgot to say that. I'm glad you brought that up.
All right, Rich. Thank you so much.
High schools. All right. Well, take care, my man.
All right, we'll see you. We'll see you tonight. There he is, Rich Ensor on the Maserati, the Main Line Sports Hotline.